everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Connor reporting live from Youmacon, and I have a very special guest with us. Would he be willing to introduce himself to the fans out there?
日本から来たナベシンという、渡辺真一というアニメ監督です。
I am a Japanese director from Japan. My name is Shinichi Watanabe, or call me Nabeshin.
Awesome. And now, for all the listeners out there who are big fans of you, we have to know the full story. So, everybody watches anime when they're in diapers as a little kid, but what made you want to pursue that sort of career?
皆さんのファンにファンがあるんですけど、子供の頃からやっぱりみんなアニメの監督仕事をしたいというのはどういうふうにその仕事関係に入ったんですか？
ナベシンは神から授かったアニメを作る力によって自然にアニメーションの監督になってしまったので、みんなにアドバイスすることが何もありません。
The power for me making animation was given from God, so I really don't have any kind of advice on how to become an anime director.
Well, understandable. So, did you drive your parents crazy though, watching all your favorite shows as a kid?
子供の頃からアニメばっかり見て親に迷惑っていうのがありますか？
ナベシンは大体親が見てはいけないというエッチなアニメだとか暴力的なアニメが大好きでした。
When I was a child, I used to watch things that my parents didn't want me to watch, like very provocative animes and things with a lot of violence.
I'd get grounded for that, so I'm surprised you didn't get in trouble.
そんなことしたら親から叱られてしまうので、そうなかったら覚えてます。
ナベシンも結構そういうアニメーションを見ると親に怒られてたんですが、なるべく親が見てないところでこっそりと見てました。
So Nabeshin himself actually did get in trouble when his parents find out, so he would actually do it in secret.
Awesome. Now, obviously, this isn't your first time in the U.S. I believe this is your 7th time?
This year.
Yes, this year is your 7th time. So what makes you keep coming back to the U.S.?
Nabeshin 何度かアメリカに来ていらっしゃると思うんですけど、今回も今年で7回目みたいなのがありますけど、なんでアメリカに何度も来られるような理由があるんですか？
なんででしょうね。アメリカが僕を呼んでくれてるというか、僕のテイストがなんかとてもアメリカの皆さんのテイストとすごく合ってるんじゃないですかね。
It seems like the American audience kind of keeps me back, and Nabeshin's taste is really matches up with the American audience as well. So it feels like it just keeps on coming back.
And now you're in Detroit, which I'm not sure if it has a lot of really nice landmarks, but is there anything specific that you're looking forward to seeing besides the convention?
デトロイトは有名場所ってもそんなにあるわけではないんですけど、なんかこう、この辺で見たいものとか見てたかったっていうのがありますか？
僕はデトロイト来るときに、デトロイトで一番見応えがあるのは何だって聞いたら、GM 本社がとても見応えがあるって聞きました。
When he first was coming to Japan, he was asking around what's a really good thing to look at in Detroit, and he was been told that the GM main office was a very pretty place to be at.
で、どうしてもデトロイトに来たら絶対それ見に行きたいと思ってたんですが、泊まってるホテルがもうビルだっていうので、なんかすごくがっかりしてます。
When he found out that the hotel he was staying at is actually GM's main building, he was kind of sad about it.
Well, I'm from Las Vegas, so the big thing for me is that there's trees and seasons because I'm from the desert.
デトロイトすごいやっぱり木がラスベガスからですね、やっぱり砂漠なんで木があるんですよ。感心するんですよ。
僕はホテルの真ん前にすごいでっかい川があって、その向こうがもうすぐにカナダ、別の国だっていうのがすごく驚いてますね。
He's very surprised at the fact that over the river is a completely different country called Canada. So that's something that's a very different thing that he's never done before.
Well, there's actually quite a few voiceover guests from Canada who are here, and they just said they swim right across the lake.
ここにやっぱりカナダ出身の声優さんも何人かいらっしゃるんですけど、川を泳いできたらしいです。
今度鍋島川を泳いでカナダのコンベンションに行ってみたいと思います。
Nabeshin would like to just cross the river as well and go to the Canadian convention if he could have a chance.
That would be really awesome. I would like to do that too.
でもデトロイトすごく寒いので、川を泳いだらなんか凍え死んじゃいますよね。
Yeah, but Detroit is really, really cold, so if he would jump in the river, it'd probably freeze to death.
Be one with the beavers.
Okay. Yeah, beaver. Okay.
Well, now, for all the listeners out there, obviously they've seen you in anime and you have a very distinct style. You know, you're rocking a really bright red suit and the afro and everything. So what inspired that?
アニメのキャラにも出てますけど、やっぱりこう独特の赤いブレザーにアフロっていう独特なスタイルをしてますけど、そうなったのはどうして
ある日目が覚めたが神様がお前はアフロにしてアニメを作れって言ったので自然にアフロになってました。
One day he woke up and God just told him that he should just make animations with an afro, so he just woke up with that one.
赤いジャケットは男の燃える男の魂スピリッツカラーなので話せません。
And the color red is the color of his the dude's soul, so that's something that he cannot live without.
Well, now here's what everybody wants to know. What shampoo do you use to keep that wonderful fro?
一番みんなが知りたいのはそのアフロは何のシャンプーを使って保っているんですか。
アフロは自分で生きているのでシャンプー必要ありません。
Afro is a living being in itself. There's no need for shampoo.
Do you have any projects in the future that you want to promote to the fans out there, or anything that you want them to know about in case they haven't seen it yet?
ファンの方になんか将来的にやってるプロジェクトもしくはファンになんか言ってることがなんかありますか。
あとまだ日本でナベシンがまた新しく作るアニメーションに関してはなかなか発表してはいけないんですが、ナベシンはまだまだアメリカのコンベンションに何度も呼ばれてもっといろんなことを体験していきたいと思ってます。
So any kind of new projects he's working on, he really can't say as much, but he would like to come to America multiple times and experience a lot of different things as much as possible.
Awesome. And for any of the listeners out there that didn't get a chance to meet you at Youmacon, do you have any special messages for them?
ヨーマコンにこれファンになんかスペシャルメッセージなんかありますか。
ヨーマコンめちゃくちゃ楽しいのになんで来なかったんだこの野郎。
Youmacon is so much fun. Why did you guys get to make it?
I have to agree. It's my first year being here, and it has been a blast. I love the area in the center.
ナベシンもこのコンベンション初めてなんですけども、すごいとにかくコスプレイヤーの数に驚きました。
This is Nabeshin's first time at Youmacon, but he's very surprised at the number of cosplayers here in the train.
Definitely, there's so many people that they had to separate it into two buildings. But now, one last thing for the listeners out there, especially the international listeners, do you do social media? Do you have any way for people to keep up to date on what you're doing?
大きすぎて難しいので建物に負けなきゃいけないことがですね多いんですけど、今後のファンのためにソーシャルメディア、Facebook なんかファンに教えたいようなありますか。コンタクトするようなソーシャルメディアありますか。
ちょっとよくわからないんですけども、僕もアメリカのコンベンションによく来るようになって、アメリカの友達がいっぱいできるようになってから Facebook を始めてます。
Since he's been to America multiple times, he started with Facebook to keep in contact with many of his friends.
Facebook では普段こういうマイクの前では言えないようなすごい情報もいっぱい流すかもしれないので、ぜひぜひナベシンと Facebook でお友達になってください。
And on Facebook, he does put information that perhaps he can't say on live on radio. So if you want to request a friend with him, please do so on Facebook.
Awesome. So glad you're able to connect with your international audience. Now, one of the things we do here on 91.8 The Fan is we have our tradition, which is basically we ask if you'd be willing to do a radio bump for us. So I'm wondering if you'd like to participate.
Radio?
A radio bump. Basically, we ask if he could say a certain line for us.
国際的な友達も Facebook つながりしていいことですね。で、これなんか恒例なんですけど、このラジオの、プロモーションをしていただけますか。
このラジオのプロモーション、
なんか多分ね、いいんだと。
すみません、このラジオがどういう状態でどういうふうに放送されているのかさっぱりわかんないんですけど、いいよこのラジオ、最高だぜ。
He's not really sure how this is going to be recorded, but he really, really likes this radio.
Well, basically, we want to see if he could say, and if it's in his own language, that would be better, because we know that saying English is hard. But his name, basically, hi, this is his name, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan. This might be a hard one to translate.
言ってほしいのが、私はナベシンです。今91.8FM を聞いてますよと英語か日本語でもいいんですけど、言っていただけますか。
俺は鍋神だ。世界中のみんな、今からラジオ99.1に合わせるんだって。合わせないとこれ聞いてないですよね。これ。99.1。はい。91.8。91.8。ここに合わせると、とても幸せなことがあるので、みんな、ここに合わせるといいよ。
Would you give us a full translation on that one? Because it seemed like you said a little bit more.
It says if you are tuned into 91.8, you will be a very happy person. So this is Nabeshin.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, and we're so happy you could stop by. Is there any last words you want to give people? Any words of wisdom or dating advice or anything like that?
最後なんですけど、なんかこう、ファンの皆さんにこう、男女関係の条件とか、なんか言いたいこと最後ありますか？
ナベシンは世界中のみんなを愛してるから、世界中のみんなもナベシンをいっぱい愛してくれ。
Nabeshin is in love with everybody in the world, so everybody in the world should love Nabeshin as well.
That is the best dating advice you could ever get. And for everybody out there, we're still live broadcasting from Youmacon, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.